as Bob Breback has spun his Buick down off the banking.
He just came out of the pits not long ago.
And a couple other cars spin. Bobby Boucher tags the wall, just coming out of turn 2 and loops the car around in traffic, now trying to get slow. The young Boucher, that's his car that sits in the middle of the back straightaway. Heavy contact.
Yes, he has hit the wall hard. Here's Bobby Breback. His car still moving down on the inside of the track.
Lap number 43, and Bob Breback has tagged the wall. He's spun around with the most heavily damaged car. This one right here, the car number 21, 23-year-old Bobby Boucher has tagged the wall coming out of turn 2. The field now under caution here at Talladega Superspeedway for the spin of Bob Breback and Bobby Boucher out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Turn 2.
Yes, Bob Breback in the race glazed Buick number 34 spins as he comes out of turn 2, Jerry. He doesn't hit the wall, but watch coming into the picture. There's Bobby Boucher. Dips down to the inside to miss him and hits the grass and hits the wall on the outside head on.
Nicholas calling the Wisconsin in 6th. Back up front, Charlie Glossback, Chevrolet Aluminum, black and gold numeral. And now you see Purvis coming into your screen here in the tri-oval area. That's the 4th place car, and in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Gibson to Scott in 5th and 6th spot. Show you the interval now coming up out of turn 2. There are the leaders now coming off the 33-degree bank into turn 2. They go down the back straightaway, and just coming into the screen is Purvis. Jeff Purvis, a 31-year-old short track ace. One car smoking down toward turn 1. He has tagged the wall. That is Kevin Gundiker. He is driving the car owned by Kenny Schrader. He apparently has tagged the wall. Some pretty serious damage in the right front of that Chevrolet Monte Carlo. He's got the car down on the apron there in turn 2, Dan.
And that's the right thing to do, is to get it down out of the race.
On the pit road, let's go to Benny Parsons.
Jimmy Horton's coming down. They've got the board out. He brings the car into the pits. They just put in fuel only. You're exactly right. Bob Newton was correct. They're only going to put fuel in the car. No tires. 110, they're still waiting on that 110. It's in. They're putting the second can of fuel in. Unbelievable. No tires as Jimmy Horton drives away.
You gotta wonder, Dad, if possibly Cecil Gordon Children's crew feels that they may not be able to make it unless they run a few more laps under the yellow flag. Let's check in down in the Charlie Glotzback pits with Benny Parsons.
Cecil, why didn't you pit?
Well, he thought the pit road was closed, but they don't do it in Arca, so we made a little mistake there. Maybe we'll be okay.
But you got to start at the back of the pack now, right?
I know that.
He knows that. He's not very happy.
The car you see sitting backwards on pit road is Clay Young, and unfortunately Clay Young had a problem just moments ago, Ned, as he came down pit road.
Yes, he did. While Benny Parsons was doing that interview, you heard me say ooh as he comes into the pits, and let's watch him now. He tries to pull into the pits. He locked the brakes and went head on right into the pit wall. Fortunately, everyone got out of the way before he hit the wall.
His car sitting backwards in the pits, the car number 5 of Clay Young, the veteran from IMSA competition, has spun the car around from Smyrna, Georgia.
Injury to the leg. They did put a neck brace on, but that I think was purely precautionary. I don't think there's any neck injury at all, but there is a pretty bad looking fracture on the right leg. And again, it's Clay's son, so obviously we're not going to be able to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him at this point here.
Well, they have moved Clay Young's son onto the stretcher there and put him in the ambulance with an air splint.
Jerry, this is Larry Beluski with the Speedway. What's the latest on Chris Young?
Well, Chris Young, who is Clay's son, will be transported to Regional Medical Center in Anniston. The initial diagnosis, Benny, is that he has compound fractures and his right leg, probably both the fibula and tibia are fractured, and they'll confirm that and work on it when he gets over to Anniston.
They can stay right on the back of Leslie, that would help him.
A single hand. Indeed it would, Ed. A single handful of laps left to go here. 5 laps remain. 5 to go. Tracy Leslie, who won both events here a year ago.
Now there, they just put another lap on Jerry Churchill in the car number 11, who has dropped back to 11th position. We saw him a little while ago. He was running in 8th position. He's dropped back a little bit.
Pretty heavy traffic now in front of Leslie. Squeezes up by one car, the 06 car. Just getting by Mike Oliver.
3 abreast there for a moment. That had to be an anxious moment for Jimmy Horton.
And that's the Bob Breback car that spun racing action.
But this is one of the widest racetracks they race on. And of course, the high banks will permit you to go that 3 wide, but it looks a little scary. So. Here is the car number 15 of Jeff Purvis, who is running in the 15th position. The yellow car still being drafted by Mark Gibson, the Arca point leader, running in 6th place.
Those are the last 2 cars on the lead lap. Purvis is 5th. That's the orange car, number 15. Of course, Mark Gibson, who is the current point leader, is 6th. The battle wages up front. A couple of drivers who have super speedway experience, actually 3 drivers. We know Glotzback is a veteran of the speedways. Jimmy Horton has run a number of Winston Cup races and will try to run some of the Winston Cup shows this year. In fact, last year, Tracy Leslie ran a couple of Winston Cup races, driving the car owned by A.J. Foyt. Many people believe that possibly that's the reason that Tracy Leslie changed his car color to that orange. He certainly has been for many, many years a fan of the veteran 4-time Indy 500 winner A.J. Foyt.
And Jerry, I think his performance here at the Talladega Superspeedway, winning the last 2 races here, was one reason that he got to drive the A.J. Foyt car.
He drove Foyt's car in Michigan and Charlotte a year ago and had a chance to drive the Dunleavy car late in the year. They could not make the field. They had some rain, and it rained out qualifying in Atlanta, but he certainly is impressing a lot of people now. 3 laps to go. It'll be 2 this time by. Tracy Leslie, the 1988 Arca Permatex Series national champion, showing the way, trying to make it 3 in a row at Talladega. Jimmy Horton would like to make it 3 super speedway wins in a row for 1990, and Charlie Glotzback would just like to get in the win column for the first time in over a decade.
It could be either of these 3 cars.
Gotta wonder what's going through the mind of Jimmy Horton now. He knows he's got a veteran driver, Glotzback, behind him. If Glotzback has any rubber on the car at all, look down on the inside, making him way down low, I guess trying to break that draft.
That's exactly what he was trying to do, but it didn't work for him. In fact, it cost him, Jerry, because when he broke the draft, it slowed him down. The other 2 cars continued to draft together. Glotzback goes very high. Are they going to try 3 abreast off of turn 4?
3 wide, turn 4. Horton in the middle, Leslie on the inside. Glotzback, thinking better of it, falls back in line. And where will Glotzback line up? This could determine who will win it. Wide flag. They come down this time from Harold Kinder. Coming down toward turn 1. Jimmy Horton has about a 2-car separation, and that could have been a costly move for Tracy Leslie.
Yes, it could have been. When he moved the last lap on the inside to break the draft on the backstretch, that allowed them to draft together and move up on the outside of him, and now they're running first and second, and he's running third.
33-year-old Jimmy Horton trying to hold off in the battle back here for the car number 15. That's the 5th place battle going on. Jeff Purvis and Mark Gibson, those 2 cars battling back in the pack. Jimmy Horton now, final lap, trying to hold off. Here comes Leslie making a charge on the inside of the track. Glotzback slides up high. The battle now for second spot.
And this is going to help Jimmy Horton as they race side by side for second spot. That will help Jimmy Horton perhaps to win this race.
Side by side, they come down. Jimmy Horton coming by, and he will hang on to win it here at Talladega with the battle for second spot. And home.
Wow, that was close, but I believe Tracy Leslie got the spot, but it was close. I'm sure that the finish line camera had to pick it up.
And the battle back for the 5th spot. Jeff Purvis trying to hold off Mark Gibson, the car number 15 on the left side of your screen, and Gibson. They have yet to come by and take the checkered flag. Mark Gibson, the current point leader, by a 5-car length separation there.
Yeah, they were running about 3/4 of a lap behind the front runners, Jerry, who have already taken the checkered flag. And this is the battle for 5th position, and it looks like Jeff Purvis is going to be able to hold off Mark Gibson and take the spot.
Jeff Purvis getting what we call an Arca education today. He certainly has to impress a lot of people after getting his first Winston Cup start a week ago. Well, the jubilation continues there for the Jimmy Horton crew on pit road. Let's check in with Benny Parsons.